Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. And we're pretty good about being able to share like our stuff, our shortcomings, our mess, or whatever in the Aftercast. This is kind of where we're able to do it more so than we are on the radio because we just have more time. And so what you're going to get to witness right now is an intervention for Betty Rock. Gavin and I have each written her a letter.
I need an intervention?
Yes.
You're saying I have a problem?
Yeah, I do. I am saying you have a problem.
What is my so-called problem?
Betty Rock has been dabbling in drugs. We're both surprised and shocked, equal parts. And
she had the munchies this morning.
Yeah, and she even bought breakfast for us today, so you know something's up.
Actually, it's not a problem now that I think about it.
Yeah, do more.
Okay, do the work. Let me tell the story. So here's what happened.
I thought I was doing a great job setting it up.
You're doing a terrible job. So here's what happened. I started towards the end of the day, I started feeling like pressure behind my eyes and thinking, oh, here goes my sinuses and all that. We've had crazy wetter here in Nashville.
So her first thought was drugs.
No.
She's like,
so
I'm coming down.
Gotta numb this.
So you never let me finish a sentence. Let me finish the story. So I get home and I'm like, you know what? If I go for a walk, I bet that will help. So I took my neighbor's dog out for a walk. It started getting worse. So then I was like, oh, well, I'll eat. So I ate and then it started getting worse. And it got to the point where bright lights were bothering me, loud noises were bothering me.
Sounds like a migraine.
It does. I don't think I've ever had a migraine, but I can imagine that's what it, maybe a taste of what it would be like. So I decided I was going to take these new drugs that I bought off Amazon.
Yeah, it's just from a source that we don't even know.
From a guy in the back of the van.
Yeah.
Listen, if you can't trust a guy that runs a pharmacy in the back of the van, who can you trust?
But if it's got that Amazon symbol on it, we're good.
She did get them from Amazon, but it was Mexico Amazon.
Amazon.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
Anyway,
did you order it? Did you order it and get it on the same day?
No, I've had it.
I'm like,
you were planning to be an addict.
Can I finish my story?
We're just helping.
So, anyways, I'm like, it's ibuprofen PM. That's all it is, okay? But it is Amazon brand. I don't know.
Pretty messed up.
So I take 2, and I'm like, I'm just gonna rest my eyes and see if that helps. That was around 6 p.m. Next thing I know, I wake up with my alarm going off at 4 a.m.
This does sound
Lights
familiar.
still on.
Yeah.
That medicine
still in her clothes,
knocked me out.
Yeah.
It knocked me for a loop.
Yeah.
And I got 10 hours of sleep.
And she feels good.
And my
She's
head feels a lot
today.
better. Yeah, I would say I wouldn't suggest it, like, because I do feel...
Until you know how to handle it.
Oh, my gosh.
You know how to ride that dragon.
Until you ride that... Until you build a tolerance. But it definitely left me groggy, but it... I mean, yeah, it was nice. 10 hours?
But here's the thing. Will you sleep tonight, or you're going to get in bed? This is where it gets. This is the slippery slope of addiction, because you get in bed and you're like, I'm going to go to sleep tonight, and then all of a sudden she can't sleep, and so what is she going to do? She's going to reach for that bottle of pills yet again, and pop one of these and be like, you know what? It's just for tonight too. Like, and I can stop. I'm going to stop tomorrow for sure. I'm going to stop tomorrow.
I don't have a problem, guys.
Exactly.
I will say though that in some weird way, it's a semi-okay thing to allow yourself to do, because I'm in a habit where Bennett's not.
So you're an enabler.
No, let me come back. No, I'm just joining her in this. But like, Bennett's not sleeping well these days, which means we're not sleeping well these days. So my vice right now is that I grab an energy drink with way too much caffeine for a healthy human body.
Yeah.
And smash one of those at 5:30 in the morning. Ooh. That's probably it's the anti-Betty.
Let's talk about addiction.
Well, he's fine. He's fine. Yours is a full-blown addiction.
I'm not the problem.
His is just like it's whatever happened. Like it's just coping. His is coping.
Mine's an okay cope.
Yeah, yours is fine. You're doing yours.
Accused.
You're doing yours in public where people can see it.
That's
Betty
true.
Rock's hiding hers.
Stop. I don't have a problem.
The thing is with with Gavin's is he can't take the Tylenol, the whatever what is it? PM?
Ibuprofen PM.
Yeah, he can't take
From
that because
Amazon.
if it knocks you out, then you're not getting up on your shift, and then your wife's going to be mad at you. Like it'd be great to be able to just knock yourself out one time, but you just can't.
Yeah, it's definitely the stage of life that I will complain. I'm not gonna stop complaining because that's it's worth complaining about. I think when your friend brags
about 10 hours
twice
of sleep,
as much sleep as you, but
and holds her addiction over your head like it's a cool thing, like all the kids are doing it.
But I know what stage of life I'm in, so it's not something that's surprising or super super hard. But it definitely, you string enough of those days together, then you're like, I don't feel rested, and it's hard to get every other thing done. You want to be the best at work, you want to be the best at. For me, it's like going to the gym and being the best dad at home and being the best husband. You're like, when you're doing that, but you're doing it on 5 hours of sleep a night, it's
you're
definitely
not your best at any
you
of that.
definitely have to try. You have to try harder, except for when Betty sleeps.
I don't have a problem. I don't know what you're reporting on, but I'm not the problem.
Okay.
You two are the problem.
Yeah,
Fine.
we're
Denial,
praying.
step one.
Stop.
You know what? You're not going to get help till you admit it, so, and that's fine. And we we know the steps, we know the process. We'll be here with you.
Stop.
We'll walk through it with you.
I'm gonna have to take some more tonight because y'all are making me angry.
Coping.
Take it when she gets home. Actually.
Exactly. I could do without it. Can you go through her purse right now, Gavin?
I wouldn't dream of it.
My wife will not take anything PM. She gets really bad headache, like migraines, and it'll knock her out for like half a day or a day, sometimes more. But like she won't take the nighttime stuff because she says the next day she wakes up and she still feels it in her system and she's super groggy and she doesn't like how that feels. Yeah, it helps her sleep, but she doesn't like the next day. So it's interesting that you came in today and you're definitely tired. You're definitely like a little slower than you normally are.
Yeah, but I think
but you
mainly
don't notice
that's
it on the air.
Well, I think mainly that's because I can still feel the pressure in the back of my head, and I feel like if I just moved really fast or if I just ran fast a little bit, it would probably bring it all back. So I'm just trying to slow myself down a bit today.
Slothing it.
I'm slothing it today.
No problem. Did you guys see this story of this YouTuber? He's kind of an adventure tourist. He went to a place. He got arrested. He's 24 years old. He got arrested from the Indian police. He visited an island off the coast of India, or an island in the Indian Ocean, and he left a can of Coke and a coconut. And you think, what, you got arrested for littering? No, what he did was he went to this island to make contact with an isolated tribe that is known for attacking intruders.
Can't do that, man.
This 24-year-old idiot YouTuber goes over there to create content and does this, and then he actually gets arrested. He's going to have to do 14 days before he can even get to his trial, and then, or his sentencing, and then, or whatever, the pre-stuff, and then who knows what it would take. And so they carry a charge of, or a sentence of up to 5 years in prison and a fine.
Whoa.
The Indian authorities did inform the U.S. Embassy about the case, and the U.S. Embassy was like, oh, he's a YouTuber, you can have him. And so visitors are banned. They take this really seriously. The visitors are banned from being within 3 miles of that island because it's kind of like an untouched people, and they're trying to leave them alone and not interfere with them.
It's so weird to think that that is actually happening in 2025.
And that you know where they are. Like, I get if there's some tribe in the middle of the Amazon, you have no idea where they are.
Right.
Fine, but this is a group of people that you know that they're there. They probably even know kind of how many people are there because they fly over, they do drone, they monitor them.
Yeah, so weird.
Which is crazy. They're all in the Truman Show and they just don't know it.
Yeah.
You know? So they've been isolated for thousands of years. And the inhabitants, they basically still hunt with spears and arrows, and they live in this deep forest thing. In 2018, an American missionary landed on the beach illegally. Did you?
I watched a whole thing about this.
He was killed.
He felt like the Lord was telling him that he needed to witness to these people.
And God does tell us to do that.
And he was like real young, like maybe 18 or 19.
Man.
He went and he was gung-ho for the Lord.
Yeah.
And they even told, like, the locals on near to the island were like, you can't go over there. They'll kill you first thing when they see you. Sure enough, they did. Like he like swam to the beach and he saw them and he told them, trying to tell them like, I'm not going to hurt you. And then they killed him.
Yeah, and then they buried him on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
he was
I don't know
27.
about that.
That's what this story said.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were able to find his body, which
This
made
guy
me
was,
think,
this guy was blowing a whistle. Like he was
the YouTuber.
The YouTuber was just for like an hour trying to blow the whistle, trying to get their attention.
Right. Or was it like, this is to me where he goes, he's trying to get content and he blows the whistle, does all this stuff and sees nobody. And he's like, oh, look, well, there's nobody there. I'll leave an offering. So he knows it's safe, runs over, throws the stuff down, gets back on his boat and goes. And so I'm curious if he was truly trying to make, contact, or was he seeing if it was safe?
Well, and two, they say you shouldn't make contact with these people because their immune system is not like ours.
Yes.
And so you could easily get them sick. And you may not be sick yourself, but you're carrying things with you that their immune system just can't fight.
That was what the Indian government said. They're like, he endangered himself and he could have endangered this entire population of people. In 2006, 2 fishermen accidentally landed up on this island, and they were both killed. So, I mean, honestly, what's crazy about this is you got a whole group of murdery people, like that murder's not a thing for them. But I guess, they're protecting their territory. They don't know enough about stuff, but it's still, they're murdering people.
Let's Jesus juke this a bit.
Sure.
He said he's not coming back until everyone has heard the name of Jesus, has had at least a chance to accept him. Well, he also says that nature speaks his name. So you have to look at nature and know that there is a creator. But if no one can get on the island,
we're safe.
Then Jesus ain't coming back to that island. Unless you hired a pilot for one of those little jets and it has one of those streamers on the back.
Okay.
And you put Jesus saves or something, John 3:16.
And then
they couldn't read it. They wouldn't know what that
Then the Lord,
says.
in their language, and then the Lord's like, oh, there it is. Let's go. I'm coming back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now we're hosed.
Jesus is looking down at this YouTuber and he's like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. And, man, not today, guys.
Yeah.
Why are you saying host?
Oh, because it's all over then.
Well, we're going to heaven.
Hopefully.
Some of you are. No, just kidding. No, I guess because to me, I'm not in that hurry to get to heaven. And so, and I'm not in that hurry for the end of the world, honestly,
Yeah, of course.
I think God created us to have a blend of enjoy what's here because he made all of this to be enjoyed, like PM medicine. Yeah. And then beyond that to have that.
And just think those people, if they have a really pressure sinus headache, they don't have any ibuprofen PM from Amazon.
Smash a coconut on their head and just hope it goes away.
They also don't have addiction.
That we know of.
I don't have an addiction.
You need to grow.
Oh my word!
We are called though to still have our eyes set on heaven, but at the same time, I don't think that means don't enjoy this.
I think that there are people that, like Toby, who lost his son, and other people that I've talked to as of late that lost someone like that really close to them or a child, that they long for it, and they're not here anymore. And I get that. And I feel so bad for them. And Toby's walking in that world where he's trying to balance the two, where he's like, yeah, I'm here and it's great, but man, I long for that,
Yeah.
And there are other people that just live in that heaven mindset, like, can't wait to get to heaven, can't wait to get to heaven. And you're useless here. You're not sharing your faith here. You're not doing things here. You're just so excited to get to heaven. And there are other people that have just had such a hard life that I get why they want to get to heaven. Like their lives has been nothing but turmoil or pain, and that's their motivation. I'm not in any of those camps.
Sure.
And so for me, it's like I'm not in any hurry to see the world end for everybody, because when the world ends, inside of Jesus coming back, there are people that are going to go to hell.
Yeah.
So while you got yours and while you're happy and you're going to heaven and Betty's up there going, whew, good thing he lets people with addictions in here. I'm great. And
I have an addiction. I'm tired of fighting.
Now you can get help. There you go. We've done some good work on the Aftercast today.
Love it.
I wish we were doing Here's How Betty, here's the show for Betty. I have an addiction. But that means that when Jesus comes back, that means, according to our beliefs, that's where eternal damnation starts for some people. So while we're happy and we're great, that means that other people that you might care about and love, it's not their best day.
Which is why who's the guy that you always quote about you must really hate someone not to
Penn
share
from Penn Gillette.
Yeah, to share your faith is because, in essence, I think partially due to American church culture is that we've very much like downgraded God's severity when it comes to that. Like that's basically that is half of the equation that we decide to not interact with because it's hard
and because it doesn't seem fair or right, or we don't fully understand it, and so that's a kind of a mess.
So I guess shout out to this guy not getting to the people.
That's right. Yeah. So we're still good. We're saying? We're still good. Betty, you brought up a great point. I'm surprised you could do that inside of your mind being foggy.
I know.
Like all loopy.
I'm in the grips of it all, and I don't want to give it up. You can't tell me what to do.
There was this thing called ephemeral tattoos. You would get this tattoo with this ink, and the ink is designed to fade over time.
Why would you pay
so that it would go away? So
temporary tattoo.
They call
hardcore?
Their slogan is "Regret Nothing." The motto of Esmeralda.
That's what they should. That's what they should have called it. Regret.
So they developed it, and so customers bought it. They were told that their tattoos would disappear within 9 to 15 months. So people do temporary tattoos, and they have them on this ink, and they have them on for 2 weeks or whatever. Or you want to try out a tattoo and see if you like it, and you're not committed to it.
How much does it cost?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't say.
And are you still
about $500.
And are you still getting?
That's not worth it.
Yeah, you're still getting tattooed.
I think at that point I'd rather just have if I'm gonna go through the pain, just give me the real thing.
Yeah.
Or I'd just draw it on myself and hope for the best.
Well, especially now because what's happening is these people's tattoos. Yeah, the tattoo is going away, but it's just leaving splotches in their skin where the tattoo was.
I don't like that.
So now it looks like a birthmark or a bruise.
Why is it doing that?
They don't know. And so basically the company was like, yeah, this will go away. It'll be great. This one girl, she was a TikToker, and she says she looks like she has a skin disease. She got the dumbest tattoo ever. It was a chicken on a skateboard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because she believed it was going to fade, and so she did it. And this other lady was an influencer. They gave her a free tattoo of $500 value and in exchange for a promo video, and she did it. And that was in 2022. And hers have started to fade, but it left these bruises-looking thing on her arms. The company then sent an email to all their customers saying, well, we're extending the maximum fade duration to 3 years now instead of 15 months, and they are offering refunds for tattoos that outlast that 3-year time frame.
Well, they're trying to one-up tattoos these days. So now they have where you can get glow-in-the-dark tattoos. Yeah. You can get clear ink tattoos.
That's pretty cool.
You can you can get the ink mixed with a person's ashes or a pet's ashes and get a tattoo of that. It's just, I don't know. Oof.
Yeah. I still
Is it because we're getting bored? We're getting bored with tattoos, so we need to one-up it?
Yeah, we feel this need to be different. It's always that need to be different and different.
Have y'all ever watched that reality show? I know I talked about it, but the Ink Masters.
Oh yeah, I watched
Haley
8 seasons of it.
I mean, there are so many on there that are so bad.
Yeah.
Like you think that person is walking around permanently with that tattoo, and it's so bad.
The memorial tattoo episode. There's one girl on there, and this other girl that came out. I think she might have come out of that show, or she had her own show, Kat Von D, who now is a believer, which is fascinating. She recanted all of the Wiccan stuff and other things she was doing, and she's a sold out believer now. But she does the most lifelike memorial tattoos of people or
I've
pets
seen
or whatever.
those.
She's amazing.
She is.
It looks real.
But if you want to see some bad ones on Ink Masters, they got them. One of them looked like a burn victim.
Yeah, that was the one that looked like Freddy Krueger. That was the episode I'm talking about. It was somebody's grandmother.
Yeah.
And they put all the wrinkles in her badly, and
it just was bad.
Yeah.
Bless them. Yeah.
It's actually an interesting show, though. Or sometimes, I would look at a tattoo and be like, oh, that's not bad. And they would take it apart, like the professionals. They're like, well, look, the hand looks like it's backwards.
Yes. Or they ran out of time and couldn't get the next pinkies. Leg.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, that is pretty rough. Yeah. Or the lines aren't straight or whatever. It's like, okay, that's good. You learn a little bit about it, that's for sure.
The art of it.
Do you have any birthdays, Rock?
I do not, but if you would like, I have plenty of questions.
Let's do one.
Oh, this one would be one for you and Gavin. Okay. Alma.
What's it like to work with an addict?
Stop it. The question is, what advice would you give to a 17-year-old boy? Think about what you were like at 17.
This height.
And then what advice would you give?
Wow.
Teenage.
For me, again, it comes down to confident. Be confident in who you are. And don't change to be something that you're not for other people. So be confident in who you are and be confident in your abilities. You don't have to be arrogant, but you can be confident. Confidence carries you through a whole lot of things. And sometimes things that maybe you aren't great at yet, but you can be confident and it will help you get through it. And people respond to confidence more than they do people with a lack of confidence.
Would you say that teenage boys deal with just as much
insecurity
as teen girls?
We mask it, and we're not as bitey or catty with it. Like girls, they know how to surgically take out another girl. Like it's sad, and they can destroy them. Guys are more physical. The insults are not as poignant. And
there's an absolute understanding that like guys can handle things better, or like that they can handle things with less emotion.
Yeah. Or you can go out and you can have a fight and you can be done with it after that, and you kind of, there's this weird thing like you can walk away with respecting somebody if they stand up to you kind of thing. But
as someone who never stood up to anybody though.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Guys are definitely as insecure. They just mask it differently. Okay. And sometimes they mask it as bravado and as overconfidence, to compensate for the lack of confidence. But having genuine confidence, I know I'm at my I'm 56 years old. I'm at my best in this job when I'm confident in what I do. If I'm not confident on a day where I'm like, I'm actually okay at this. I'm decent at this job. The day doesn't go as well, and I don't sound as good. It's the days when I'm super confident in, okay, I can do this. I'm good at this. Those days, it's funnier, it's better, it's and so I would say confidence. Gavin, you're closer to 17.
Yeah, I was thinking in my head too, at 17 years old, you're a year away from either going to college or maybe pursuing, because at 18 years old, generally with guys, you get out of the house and start your own life. But I would say, try to be with your family. And not everyone's in the best family situation, but if you are, be with your family for the next year and, enjoy that time and spend that time with them. Because I think guys do tend to lean more heavily towards,
independence.
I don't want to hang out with my parents. I don't want to hang out with my siblings as much. But it really is genuinely the last time that you get to see them as often. Because in my case, it was going to college 20 hours away, going home for the summer, cool, loved it. But then, getting a job that, again, is 20 hours away from your parents and your siblings. So, I mean, it really, they don't tell you necessarily enough about how those 18 years, again, not everyone's story, but those 18 years are really powerful for, and it's the only time that you get to be with those people. And especially in that last year, you're riding the high of senior year, college or work or anything, but make time for your family.
Yeah.
I know I was never a teenage boy, but I would say that there's nothing wrong with when you're getting out of high school. If college is just not your thing, if you don't feel called or led to go to college, you could go and get one of those jobs, like a plumber or an electrician, or they make really good money. I don't remember what those schools are. Trade schools. There is nothing to be ashamed of to go to a trade school.
There's nothing ashamed of going and being an assistant manager at a restaurant or something.
I would just say do your best at it.
I think what I would say, the caveat to that is, if you don't know what you want to do, college can be a good idea, a good way to find that. But college is so expensive, you can waste a lot of money. If you have the ability to do junior college, where most states you can go to junior college for almost free, or it's super cheap. Like I think that go and take a few classes.
Yes.
It keeps you in the regiment of it. So if you do decide to go to college, you're not like starting all over again because it's kind of hard to get back in it. It keeps you in that regiment, and it might open your eyes to some things. Like when I went to junior college, I took a production class, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And that led me to a job at a television station, which then set my path for having a basis of broadcasting knowledge to then end up where I was ending up now. And I would have never had that had I not gone to that junior college.
Because you don't want to go into marriage with a student loan debt and all that if you can help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you totally do actually want to do that. It's actually
it's a lot of fun.
It's actually super beneficial to your financial discipline. Am I right?
Especially when you're using that diploma as well.
I took in my senior year of high school, I took a class at a JUCO, and it was video editing, and that's where I learned Premiere Pro for Adobe.
And you use it every day.
I would argue that's. I had to learn all the audio stuff when I got here,
right?
Or at least most of it, at least from a radio and setting, but that was the basis for getting the understanding of just like creative editing down. And it's so funny because I went to this giant school in Illinois, no editing classes and no things like that. So sometimes JUCOs have more like actual life skill classes to teach you. It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Hopefully that helps you out, and I think that's going to have to do it for our Aftercast for today. And as always,
thanks for being.
Don't become an addict.
Whoa!
Yes, there you go. A public service announcement from Betty Rock. She's clean. She's been clean for 8 minutes now, so she's pretty good.
I just saw the fog leave her eyes.
You're getting a chip today, like so. Mark it down.
This is wrong.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.